Imagine this scenario. There's a team of scientists and they are building a mech suit that you can wear, and when you wear it, you're powerful, you have abilities, you can do almost anything you can imagine. What would you do if you had that suit? Would you choose to be a hero? Would you choose the path of a villain? Would you use it to make money, to have fame and fortune? That's the beauty of telling stories, and especially telling stories in a comic zine format, because you can do almost anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, my name is Frank Salazar, and I'm a comic creator. A little bit about myself. When I was young, when I was about 8 years old, that was around the time that I watched cartoons, I read stories, I read comics. I wanted to be a superhero. So I would create stories, I would create scenarios. At that time when I was 8 years old, I was hit by a car. And the way I would kind of make myself feel better afterwards, I would imagine that that car accident gave me superpowers. That I was chosen to be at that moment because something great was going to happen. Even though I was hit by a car, that I was going to be someone powerful and great. And that was the stories that I would tell myself. And as I kept growing up, I loved to draw. I would draw characters. I would create stories. It wasn't until high school that I decided, hey, I can form my two loves, drawing comics or drawing and creating stories, and try to make a comic. Since I was a teenager, I was just a regular kid. If someone said, you know what, hey, that's a dumb idea, well, they might be right. So I put it away. And I got back into it a little bit more, drawing, dedicating my time. Again, it's time to grow up, Frank. You need to put that away and take things seriously. Okay, I got a job, eventually got married, had kids. You know what? I still want to make stories. I still want to draw. I still want to make comics. So I got a little bit more into it. Yeah. Another tragedy happened. I got a divorce. That so I didn't have my wife and my kids with me, and to get my mind off things, I'm gonna get back into what I wanted to do, which is make comics. And I started going back at old drawings that I had, where I had superheroes, where I had characters. I still remembered some of the stories. I used to write stories all the time. Like, I'm gonna focus my time on making comics. So I dedicated a better better part of 4, 5, 7 years drawing, crafting stories. In 2019, I made a little mini comic, which I don't have that one, but I have an example of a mini comic right here. I made this at home. It's also called a zine. What is a zine? A zine is a self-published book, story, a mini magazine that you make yourself. You print out on printed paper. You take it to the copy place. You make copies. You can hand it out. You can sell it. You can put it up on your shop, which is what I do. I put up my zines on my Etsy shop. And I love making zines. I love making comics. 2020 happened, and all my excuses why I didn't have time went out the window. And That's when like I want to make comics. I have time. I watched videos. I found uh, internet groups, Discord groups about making comics. So I joined one, and it happened at that time. They had all decided in that group they were going to put together an anthology, and I had 3 months to come up with a story, come up with my characters, and get my story published in a print on demand site. I had characters. I had this character, Captain Courage. I had some stories, so I made a story. I made a 10-page comic. It was in the anthology. It got published. It's no longer listed, so you can't get it anymore. But I still have the files. What I plan to do is take all the stories that I have done for those anthologies and other anthologies, especially the ones with my character Captain Courage. I'm gonna put them on my own print-on-demand uh, store, and people can buy it anytime I want, and I don't have to ship. That's the beauty of print-on-demand. I don't have to deal with the shipping when I make zines and other comics that I ship out. I enjoy doing the extra stuff. But if I don't have to go to the post office, if I don't have to spend money on stamps and packages and boxes, that's great. That's extra money in my pocket. That's why I love making comics, and I hope to teach others to make comics. Thank you.